Hold on tight for the next hour. You're entering into a place, a zone called the alternative to the alternative media.
What the hell's going on out here?
It's a place, a special place where even truth seekers fear to tread.
All right, people, let's move like we've got a purpose. Affirmative.
It's time for the Greg Antony Show on CRN Digital Talk Radio.
Okay, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, people of all races, colors, and creeds, welcome back to the greatest show on earth. I mean, the greatest show on earth. And if you have the coronavirus, if you don't have the coronavirus, if they got you thinking you got it and you really don't even know what the hell it is, hey, listen to my show. Come on, and listen to the greatest show on earth. Greg, why in the hell do you call it the greatest show on earth? It's your first show. Okay, I'm on CRN. It's a new place. Nobody knows you. Well, anyway, I call it that because, you know, doesn't Trump say that he's the greatest president in the world? I mean, how many times have you heard that? So I just say it's the greatest show on earth, right? Okay, Greg Antony here. The Greg Antony Show, a.k.a. the Investigative Journal. Now, I've been around, as Al Pacino would say, I've been around about 17 years doing that show all over the place, and people know me from there. But you know something? This show, I call it the greatest show because it's better than going to a Trump rally. In fact, folks, it's better than a double sausage Chicago deep dish with a cold beer at Harry Carey's bar. And what the hell? Tell me something, folks, tonight. Tell me. If we all got the coronavirus, why can't we go out? If I got it, you got it. How are we going to get it? We already got it. But anyway, they shut down the southern border today. And believe it or not, I'm in a Tijuana restaurant right now. Yes, I'm living dangerously, going out. Can you imagine people at home right now? Harry, will you go out and get the garbage? I can't go out. It's too dangerous. Will you do the lawn? I can't walk outside. It's too dangerous. So you know what? We just sit and listen to the radio, right? We listen to the radio. We watch good movie after the radio show. And then we all do it ad nauseum for about 7 years, right? Why is there a lockdown on this? And we're going to talk about that today. But anyway, the borders are closed today. The southern border, San Ysidro, is closed. Now, I go back and forth a lot. Don't worry, I have a house on this side of the border. I'm in Tijuana at this bar. And I got to tell you this. The waiter just came up to me and said, "Don't drink Corona beer, gringo. That's where you get this stuff from. That's where you get the coronavirus." And he says, "You know, all you gringos are coming over to Walmart to get toilet paper. What the hell is this toilet paper shortage? Tell me. You got to tell me." So he says, "Don't worry about it. I sell toilet paper." This is my bartender here. He sells toilet paper on the brown market. I said, "Don't you mean the black market?" He said, "No, the brown market. The rolls are a bit used." All right. Okay. All right. As you can tell, we can't take things too seriously when we're all locked up. You know, cabin fever sets in. We start breaking windows. Who knows what can happen? But anyway, I do have some important things to talk about today, despite everything going on around us. But I really have to know one important thing. I can't go any farther without knowing this. Now, you've seen that guy, that Dr. Fauci. You know, he's on every day. He's there with Trump. And he's an immunologist, an epidemiologist, pediologist, whatever he is. But my question is, did he ever think about being a jockey at one time in his life? Did he? I mean, you see the guy there and you can only see his forehead. And then what the hell is this social distancing? Do you get this? They tell me I got to be 7 feet away from people. It doesn't bother me much because I'm the kind of person, if you're like me, I don't like people that much anyway. So it's nice. You know, I can go out, enjoy myself. Nothing's really changed. In fact, I'm not going to be bothered by anybody. I don't have to kiss anybody, hug anybody. It's a perfect world for me, and I should thank these people. But anyway, they're telling us not to be 6 to 7 feet away, right? Why? Tell me why when they're all crowded together. Trump's on top of Pence. Pence is on top of Fauci. Fauci's on top of the woman that wears that same jacket every day. And they're telling us. And then Trump says, or they're telling us, first they say, if you're 65 or older, you can't go out. Well, how come Trump can go out? How come Pence? They're all about 80. Biden goes out. Well, he doesn't know where he is half the time, but he goes out. And isn't it kind of interesting that all of our leaders, are like 85 years old and we're worried about, maybe Trump's the last president. Who knows? But anyway, I got that off my chest. There are some issues, and we got to deal with something here. Now, there are a lot of theories going around all over the map on how did this COVID-19, how was it unleashed? There's anything, you've seen it all, you've heard it all. Go to the internet. Anything from a covert Chinese, U.S. operation, CIA, black ops, etc. And it was released purposely to cause, whatever. And I said, if it was released purposely, they did a terrible job. Because I would have done something like have a disease where you're bleeding out of your eyes, something where, you're causing some real catastrophes. Then at least you got it. But then again, you'll hear that, okay, maybe it's an accidentally released from a high-end virus lab near Wuhan, or, maybe none of the above. And I don't know how people believe these people, because ever since 9/11, I don't believe too much that they tell me. Call me strange, call me, skeptic. I was born that way. But man, when you look at that story, and, I spent 2 years researching it and doing stories in New York after 9/11. That story is so full of holes. It's like a piece of big Swiss cheese with 1,000 holes in it. But if you believe them, fine. Not telling you what to believe. I'm just saying that's all out there. But personally, today, folks, I really do want to explore whether there's another, whether this actually is a Psyops operation, another one, by what I call, well, I'm going to throw this out there because in the shows to come, when you come back to CRN and listen to me, I'm going to try to explain this a little more in depth so you know what I'm talking about. It's called what I call, is this a psyops by what I call the Vatican Jesuit-led New World Order? Okay, and I'll explain that later. Now, it's not Catholic bashing. Don't get on me on that. I was born a Roman Catholic. I lived in Italy for 7 years as a journalist. I covered the Pope, not with a blanket after he had sex with an altar boy, but I used to cover his speech every Wednesday in Vatican Square. And I learned a hell of a lot. But you know something? As you follow my weekly show here, hopefully you will. Especially during this time when you ain't got nothing else to do. And I'm not going to hold it against you. I won't. And I won't even think I'm a big shot if I get a lot of listeners because I know you got nothing else to do. But, while everyone is in this panic mode, I got to check the time here. This is a new clock I'm looking at here. Okay, I got a few minutes. I'm never going to get to the point here. I'm used to talking like for 2 hours. But anyway, I do have a guest from Italy coming on at 7:30. So don't leave. He's going to knock your socks off. Okay. So while we're all in a panic over COVID-19, and if you stick around and listen in the second half hour, I'll try to explain to you what the name really means, COVID-19. It has a meaning, a deep meaning, and it gives you an idea of where this is coming from. Now, there's even a deadlier virus out there right now. Let me tell you, many people are forgetting about the flu called influenza B. Flu season, right now it's hitting its stride all over the U.S., despite this, what they're calling the COVID-19. And so far, and I'm using their statistics, based on weekly influenza surveillance data they give us, that at least 30,000 people, now get this, have died from October 1, 2019 through February 1st, 2020. And they say it might be as high as 31,000, 34,000 So give me a break. Where did the numbers here with this coronavirus don't add up to me? I'm sorry. Call me skeptical, but how did they figure this out so quickly? Every day you wake up, one more death, two more. They got it down to there's 1,179 deaths. There's 27,000 cases. But did you realize, and I'm going to get to this later, these tests, a lot of false positives are coming out of Europe. Some doctors are even saying, and they're not on the government payroll, and Google and Facebook, use their algorithms to keep their message across. So you hear it here. So don't give me this. The other day, somebody will come out, well, how come I only hear it on Greg's show? He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. Well, it's because they don't let you listen. And a lot of people are telling me that there's 70 to 80% sometimes of a false positive rate. And it makes sense. If they don't know what the hell it is, then how the hell can they get a test? And we don't even want to get into the vaccinations, which we will. And by the way, this is a quick hour. It goes by so quick. If I don't get it all today, come back next week. I'll be here. I promise I'll be here Friday. I promise. God willing, and the creek don't rise. Okay? So anyway, listen to these numbers here. And it's shocking. The CDC, I'm getting it from the CDC, estimates that 31 million Americans have caught this flu already, with 210,000 to 370,000 flu sufferers hospitalized because of this virus. In 2017-18, 61,000 deaths were linked to the flu. So why weren't we locked up then? Why weren't we locked up? I can go through the supposed pandemics and everything. I can do that later. I've got it all here for you. But overall, these estimates are crazy, compared to what we're dealing with. And plus, doctors, folks, are saying the COVID virus mimics allergies, sneezing, other things. I promise, if I sneeze, I'll make a deal with you. If I sneeze or if I cough, I do anything, I'll try to look away from the microphone. I'll try to put the cough button on. But if it goes into the mic, please stay listening, because pretty soon you're going to hear that broadcasters like me who question the government story can pass on the COVID virus through the airwaves. Oh my God. It could get to that. But anyway, doctors are saying the COVID mimics all these things. Now, one doctor on TV even admitted it. Let me check the time. Okay, 19. Let's see, 21. I got a couple minutes here. But anyway, doctors are saying, somebody comes into my office with a cold or a flu, or I don't know, I have to treat him as if he has COVID virus. So I know I'm trying to calm your nerves here. I know you're out there if you got a cold, if you got a flu, or, even if you don't, you think you may be asymptomatic and you got it anyway. That's what they tell you. You got it anyway. But listen, deal with it like it's, calm. Take control of your family. You'll be able to be with them. At least the first few days will be great, but can you imagine after a month with 9 kids in the house? I gotta get out of here. Anyway, man, we're going to be back on the other side of this break on, like I said, the greatest show on earth, the Investigatore Giornale. Oh, Greg Antony Show. Back in, 3 minutes.
As a business owner, when was the last time you asked yourself if you have the right commercial insurance coverage? You need business insurance to protect everything you're building. One disaster without the right insurance could hurt your business, and larger deals you're trying to close may require that you have it. We recommend CoverWallet for all your business insurance needs. In just 2 minutes with their award-winning technology, they can offer you free competitive quotes from top insurance carriers nationwide. CoverWallet has helped tens of thousands of businesses, startups, restaurants, truckers, construction companies, landscaping companies, beauty salons, consultants, and they can help you. No business is too big or too small, and it's a free call to find out. Protect your business. Get the right insurance for your business. Call CoverWallet right now.
800-220-7612. 800-220-7612. That's 800-220-7612.
Do you want to fly somewhere, anywhere in the world? Smart travelers call myflightsearch.com for the best deals on flight tickets. Going to Manila, Bangkok, London, how about Singapore? Call myflightsearch.com for the lowest flight tickets available. What about a local vacation? Let's say you want to fly to Vegas, Orlando, Miami, Los Angeles, or Denver. Pick up the phone and call myflightsearch.com right now. We have exclusive deals that you can't find anywhere else. The only way you can get these low airline prices is by calling us. We have so many low prices available, we can't possibly tell them to you right here and now. If you're flying somewhere anytime in the next 6 months and you want the lowest airline ticket prices anywhere, you owe it to yourself to save a ton of money. So pick up your cell phone and call myflightsearch.com right now.
Call 800-445-3166. 800-445-3166. That's 800-445-3166. Call now. 800-445-3166.
You're experiencing pain, back pain, shoulder, elbow, or hand pain, pain from a sports injury. If so, schedule a visit with Dr. Michael Sheps, the leading expert in laser therapy for pain management. Call 310-873-4422 or go to drsheps.com. Experience Epic T, the breakthrough laser therapy system that Dr. Sheps developed to make you pain-free in less time. Laser therapy is a non-invasive, safe, and effective in-office procedure that penetrates deep into your skin without damaging the tissue. It perfectly targets areas of pain to promote fast, natural healing. Relax your muscles, ease muscle spasms, joint stiffness, and arthritis pain while increasing blood circulation. For over 25 years, Dr. Sheps has helped Olympic athletes and sports enthusiasts alike get back in the game. Schedule your visit with Dr. Sheps at his Brentwood office in California. Call 310-873-4422 or visit drsheps.com. That's DRSHEPS.com. 310-873-4422.
Okay, we are back on the Greg Anthony Show. And you know something, folks? I got to tell you, don't feel bad about this. But we're all extras in this sitcom that's playing out every day. I like to look at it that way sometimes. You know, it's this, they've been playing this pandemic thing for years, going back to 1976. And so, you know, they're running reruns, but it's this one, this is a big one. This global pandemic, Psyops, should win this year's Academy Award for Best Movie. I'm going to nominate Trump as Best Actor. I mean, they got a guy in there that is doing a hell of a job. Now we got Deja Vu Corona all over again. Don't we? Reminds you of that Bill Murray movie, right? Groundhog Day. Episodes of the COVID-19. I just want to keep you posted so you know what to watch when you turn on the tube and you don't have Netflix. Episodes of the COVID-19 pandemic, again, have topped the internet and TV ratings. Now considered the most popular sitcom ever to hit the world thanks to the producers and directors. And, you know, if you come back to my show, I'm going to tell you who the producers and directors, who our owners, who our rulers really are. And I'll tell you something, it's worth knowing. One thing, we can't do anything about it. I don't think we should rebel. I never said rebellion is the way. I think reconciliation is the way. You got to understand these people for what they are. And I'll get to that another day. But anyway, stay tuned for more of the best fictional screenplay ever written. Now, what the hell kind of event are we talking about? like I said earlier, the numbers really don't make a lot of sense to me. Maybe they do to you. You want to get to me, you can go to gregbeacon@gmail.com. Also, I have a website, and it's a long story. It hasn't been updated in a while, and I'm going to change it, but it's at Greg Anthony's journal.wordpress.com. Used to be the Arctic Beacon till it was stolen. That's another story. But listen, is this a worldwide pandemic? A biological threat to human life everywhere? Or does it have more in common with the seasonal flu? Or is it something entirely different? That's what we, going to try to figure out. I did notice that the mortality rate is down. I was watching Fox News for a little while before the show. They said it's 1.2 here in the United States. Doesn't compare to 1918 or 1920. I remember that well in one of my past lives. But 50 to 100 million dead. Spanish flu, Asian flu. Do you remember that in 57 to 58? Some 1 to 4 million dead. How about the Hong Kong flu? 1968, 69, 1 million dead worldwide. H1N1 flu pandemic, 2009, just yesterday. 285,000 dead. I don't think that should have been one. But anyway, if you took those numbers to the population today and looked at 1968, 1958, 1918, you would have 2.3 million dead, 3.8 million dead, or 2 to 400 million dead. So we're talking about serious stuff. Does this compare to that? When they can't even tell you, what the heck it is? You may have it and you don't know it. They're saying 80 to 90% of the people recover. And by the way, let me give you a personal story. My nephew is a military doctor, and he works at an emergency room in Seattle, where this whole thing, remember Seattle? So I talked with him just the other day, just yesterday, and he said this, "Hey, Greg," I said, is things bad there? He said, no, Uncle, 30 to 40% down in the emergency room. We're not even busy. Nobody wants to come in. I said, do you need any surgical masks? He said, no, we have everything we need. I don't see anything different. In fact, it's slower than normal. And I said, have they been really giving you a lot of plans? He said, no, seems pretty normal to me. Now, he's a military doctor. He's not on their stage every day scaring the hell out of you. And I happen to trust him a little better than I do those people. Now, think about this, just to calm your nerves. There's more than 200 viruses that cause cold symptoms. There are most common infectious diseases in humans and mainly caused by coronaviruses and rhinoviruses. These viruses mutate constantly, and therefore, there's no way to formulate vaccines. That's why they haven't had one for the cold. And anyway, you get sick from these damn vaccines. Back in 3 minutes on the investigative, gotta keep saying that, Greg Anthony Show.
For the getaway of your dreams, come to Hawaii's Playground, Ka'anapali Beach Resort, on the fun side of Maui, where the world comes to play. Find your spot on Ka'anapali Beach with 3 miles of white sand, 12 resort properties, 2 golf courses, and 2 shopping centers. Enjoy the playground of Hawaii's ancient royalty. Ka'anapali Beach Resort is Hawaii's original master planned destination resort and home of the Hawaii Food and Wine Festival. With views of 2 neighboring islands, you can breathe in the land's natural beauty from your favorite resort or golf fairway. Come experience Kaanapali's own special brand of Hawaiian hospitality with world-class dining, relaxing resorts, water sports, and activities of every kind. For romantic, family, and great friend getaways, discover the options of Kaanapali Beach Resort, where the world comes to play. Plan your getaway today. Visit kaanapaliresort.com. That's KAANAPALI resort.com.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS? Newsflash, the president has changed the tax laws, and now you may be able to pay the IRS less. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, the tax doctor can help you pay the IRS as little as possible allowed by law. There are new tax laws for business owners, the self-employed, even W-2 workers. If you have a back tax problem or a few years of unfilled returns, new help to save you money is now here. Call right now to see how the new tax laws can help you. Plus, right now, we'll waive the consultation fee and give you a free tax savings report. Attention business owners, the self-employed, and W-2 workers. Make this free call to the tax doctor now and learn how to take advantage of the new tax laws that may help you pay the IRS less. 800-985-1610. 800-985-1610. 800-985-1610. That's 800-985-1610.
Do you want to fly somewhere, anywhere in the world? Smart travelers call myflightsearch.com for the best deals on flight tickets. Going to Manila, Bangkok, London, how about Singapore? Call myflightsearch.com for the lowest flight tickets available. What about a local vacation? Let's say you want to fly to Vegas, Orlando, Miami, Los Angeles, or Denver. Pick up the phone and call myflightsearch.com right now. We have exclusive deals that you can't find anywhere else. The only way you can get these low airline prices is by calling us. We have so many low prices available, we can't possibly tell them to you right here and now. If you're flying somewhere anytime in the next 6 months and you want the lowest airline ticket prices anywhere, you owe it to yourself to save a ton of money. So pick up your cell phone and call myflightsearch.com right now.
Call 800-445-3166. 800-445-3166. That's 800-445-3166. Call now. 800-445-3166.
Hill Street Cafe, Burbank, would like to thank all of you for your continued support. During these difficult times, Hill Street Cafe is remaining open for takeout and delivery service from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. They'll be offering a modified menu to keep prices down and maintain the best quality. The safety of their customers and employees is their top priority, and they're abiding by all CDC and Health Department regulations. Order via the Hill Street Cafe Chow Now app or on their website, hillstreetcafeonline.com. You have the option of curbside pickup. We will bring the food out to your car. You are also able to order for delivery or pickup via the normal food delivery apps like Grubhub, Postmates, Uber Eats, and DoorDash. Hill Street Cafe is here to serve you. Call them at 818-845-0046 or come by to pick up at 3301 North Glen Oaks Boulevard in Burbank, California. Hill Street Cafe, Burbank. Pickup and delivery services are available at 818-845-0046 or visit them at hillstreetcafeonline.com.
Okay, we are back on the Greg Antony Show here on CRN Radio. Yes, we are. And let me tell you something. There's a lot of people getting rich off of this coronavirus, myself included, and I'm going to explain that in a second. But you know, we heard today that Senators Imhoff, Loeffler, Burr, and Feinstein all were in this coronavirus meeting prior to the stock market going down, 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 right? They get this hint that something big is coming, so they all go and sell in there. I think it was like total of like $9 million. Hey, they're serving the people, aren't they? Yes, they sure are serving the people. Did they tell any of their constituents? No, the 401ks are in the tubes. The stock market's lower than when Trumpy boy took over. But anyway, let me give you some statistics since I've been talking about them to blow you away. You know, every day they're, you know, all you wake up is how many people died? Who died from here? Who's the coronavirus? They all died. Well, let me tell you, if you want to, you know, why don't we just talk, you know, turkey here? I want to know everybody that dies. I don't just want to know that. I want to know how many people die from falling off an airplane, falling off a ladder. I want to know how many people die. Like in the world, folks, 150,000 people die every day. Did you know how many die in the US every day? About 7,400. One person dies every 12 seconds. 1.8 humans die every second. But never fear, 4.2 humans are born every second. Sunday is the most deaths from firearms. Tuesday is the flu. So if you're going to die, you're going to die Tuesday. Just don't wake up on Tuesday. Wake up on Wednesday. And suicides, they don't count these anymore. Suicides spike on Wednesday. And there's 101 in 100 chance of dying in a car wreck. And that's more than from this flu. Now, the deadliest months of the year are December and January. Safest month is the month I was born. I was born on 9/11, September. You know what? They got to have February in here. I hate that month. Is it February or February? You never know how many days there are in that damn month. But listen, the National Traffic Highway Safety Administration data for 2016 showed that 37,000 people were killed in traffic accidents. That's about 106 a day. I'm not going out, never driving a car again. Why haven't they locked us down years ago? Well, anyway, there's a huge, huge lockdown going on in Italy. Now, Italy is dear to my heart. I lived there for 7 years. I was there during the time they called it the strategy attention when they were testing out terrorism. And my guest is from Italy. He knows all about this. I've been a friend and, well, we've been foes at certain times, but my guest is Leo Zagami. And Leo is from Italy. He's now living in America. And I thought I'd bring him on because although we may disagree a little bit on certain things, we have a common interest in one thing, and that is to get out the truth about the Vatican-led Jesuit New World Order that we've been talking about for 20 years, Leo, haven't we? And maybe now people are ready for
a
it.
long time.
What do you think?
Definitely. I mean, we've been talking about a long time, but let me rectify a little bit the situation with Italy. Today we are reaching 50,000 cases, and tomorrow morning I will be interviewing on my own channel people from Bergamo. The situation is really dramatic. Today 640 people died only in one day. It's not the Italy you used to know. It's an Italy that is really living one of the worst moments for a long time. They actually enacted a law today that wasn't put into use since 1948. The military had to go in the streets because, unfortunately, 60,000 people were fined for not respecting the rules and regulations that demand the containment of this virus. And you see, Greg, I've been reporting on this virus in Italy from the very first two cases, which were on the 31st of January 2020, with two Chinese who were tourists from Wuhan. Now, the narrative of the Jesuit-led New World Order, which is, of course, in course with China, because now Pope Francis has, even during the whole crisis, actually right at the start of the crisis in February, they have finally made a deal between Communist China and the Vatican, the first ever official deal since the birth of Communist China in 1949. So the situation behind the scenes is, of course, different from what we see here from this side of the planet. I am, as you know, I had to move to California. Now California from today is in lockdown. So let me tell you the differences with Italy, because my mother is still there and she's an old lady. She's living in isolation. She can't see even my brother who lives in Rome while she's out of Rome. You need now even, I mean, of course, up until today, you needed to make this form of certification that, of course, was then given to the police and verified by the authorities. Now you are instead allowed to go out only once a week, to go to the supermarket, and that's it.
Wow.
The problem is that 60,000 people have been fined for not respecting the containment rules, which have basically infected the whole of Italy. They went from Milan in one day, thousands, all the way down to the south of Italy without respecting the situation. And also the government is responsible because they let the media have a document which was not yet published, saying that they were about to quarantine Milan, and people panicked and they went all there, picked up the trains, and they started going everywhere in Italy, spreading the disease. So the containment didn't really work, also because the government is in the hands of a bunch of fools led by a Jesuit agent, which is Giuseppe Conte. They had managed with a sort of technical coup d'etat during the summer to kick out Matteo Salvini. And now the Pope, though, is starting to regret, of course, having supported these fools, because they are the ones from the Beppe Grillo party we mentioned in the past during our shows, the party created by this comedian you remember very well when you were there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you were a journalist there a long time before I was a journalist there, and you can definitely remember the strategy of tension. This is much worse. You have never seen something like this.
And that's what I want to get your take on here, Leo, because you've been around there. You've been doing this a long time along with me. And we've been talking about many things that people in America were unaware of. And I remember 20, even 15 years ago, some of the things we mentioned are coming to light today. So how did this happen in Italy? You know the underworld, you know the overworld, you know what's going on. Please try to explain it to Americans, because it's coming here and you can bet on it. Go ahead.
Sorry to have interrupted you, but definitely I still feel very emotional when I talk about my native country, especially when I see them suffering so much. When I saw these coffins carried in these military vehicles the other day from Bergamo, it was really a dramatic scene. Nobody really wants to see this kind of thing. But how we got there? Well, the Vatican Jesuits have been dealing with China since time immemorial, since the very foundation of the order, with Matteo Ricci being a very important name in the early days of the Jesuit order, and Ignazio Loyola. And at that point, they agreed to work together. The Chinese even managed to put together some rituals together with the Chinese authorities based on Confucius, but also Catholic, and they wanted the Vatican to accept. And we are talking about almost a Pachamama situation, but a few hundred years ago. The Vatican never accepted, of course, these heresies by the Jesuits, but now, in 2020, we have a Jesuit Pope. A Jesuit Pope who, of course, is in charge of a church who has done every possible thing to insult Jesus Christ. Last year, they placed Moloch in the Colosseum. They placed Jesus with an erection in front of a little boy in a modern art museum. They sang Bella Ciao in the church, which was first hit by COVID-19 in Rome. Now, today, there is many priests who are dying. About, I think already 30 priests died of COVID-19 in Italy, of this Chinese coronavirus, and a whole group of 50 nuns is affected by it in Rome. The Vatican is definitely fearing for their lives, and the Pope went to this cross, which is in Via del Corso, used for the plagues. The situation is almost of biblical proportions, because we are witnessing the things that we have been anticipating for such a long time. Is the time of the unsealing of the seven seals, of this fourth horseman, which arrives like a plague. It's a plague, of course, it's a plague, and it's a plague that unfortunately Greg, here in the U.S. is still too much immersed in politics. But in Italy now, it's about survival, because now you remember that, of course, we have a universal system there, completely different from the private system here in the United States. It's a public sector, which though was very, very, very good, because the WHO said that Italy was second, probably only to France, in the public health sector.
Leo, why Italy first? And tell the people here what the end game is, because I get a lot of questions. Well, Greg, what's the end game?
Yeah. Okay. Let's without we in 2006, when we started, me and you, I pointed immediately to China as the model that the New World Order will follow. Okay. We actually, I think, even have articles that you wrote under my suggestions and stuff after we did shows where probably you have these words written black and white, so for posterity. But we discussed this, if you remember. At the time, though, China had an underground church, a Catholic church, which was regarded as hostile. And the Jesuits, though, still were completely in control of China. With Obama, they started to make a big business after with Silicon Valley, with the West, more and more. Since Nixon, we had, so first with the neocons and then with the Democrats, but there is definitely always a Jesuitic touch to all this, okay? So we arrive to a situation in which the Chinese don't respect the biological warfare treaties. They play with this novel coronavirus strain. It gets loose from a lab, and it gets loose from a lab in a moment which is, though, favorable for them, because they were trying to oppose the internal opposition born in Hong Kong at the same time. No? So, and then you have the yellow vest in France with Macron, who were also opposing Macron. And what puts them together? This lab, which this novel coronavirus strain that was patented actually in 2004 in Europe, then is vehicled into a situation which has not been contained, because in the end, I think that there wasn't the will to contain this situation, and they didn't care if a few people in Wuhan died, because the important thing was then to put countries like Italy, but also the rest of Europe, in difficulty, because, as you know, last year, Xi Jinping, the supreme leader of the Chinese Communists, arrived in Europe and met with Macron, with Giuseppe Conte, and there has been a very harsh war also regarding 5G. Now, a lot of people have connected the 5G to the health problems of coronavirus, but that's not really something which I have any evidence of. Instead, what I have evidence of is that the Huawei was in an intelligence war with people from the Italian intelligence service saying to Giuseppe Conte, don't get Huawei in the system, because, of course, the CIA, the NSA, nobody wants in the NATO alliance people using Huawei, but they're going the other way. So the situation definitely is being very tense with China. China wants revenge to crack the system and then come into Italy, like they have done in the last 2 weeks, bringing doctors, medicines, solutions, and all this comes at a very high price of becoming dependent from China, changing the shift, the geopolitical shift. The Jesuits, who are in bed with people like, for example, Joe Biden, who Hunter Biden received hundreds of millions from China. They're all part, and Bill Clinton also, in 1998, participated to the Biological Warfare Convention treaty. And so when Bill Clinton gave into this biological convention treaty, he basically gave into a fake exterior which was built up by the Chinese to cover up the biological war.
Leo, hold that thought. I want to bring you back for our last segment of 6 minutes, so you stay there. We'll be back on the Greg Antony Show on CRN Radio.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Their expert staff can help you turn your book idea into a real book, a masterpiece that could someday make the bestseller list in hard copy and digitally all across the world. Page Publishing can help you completely take your idea for a book, write it, and publish it. So if you want to join the ranks of some of the most famous authors in the world, call now for a free information kit. Turn your book idea into publishing gold. Make a free call right now to Page Publishing.
800-378-3212. 800-378-3212. 800-378-3212. That's 800-378-3212.
Attention Ruth's Chris Steakhouse fans. For 55 years, Ruth's Chris has been delivering memories on 500-degree sizzling plates. Nothing has been more important to us than the health and safety of our guests and team members. Our brand takes pride in continuing to follow the rigorous cleaning practices and highest food safety standards that we've always used. And while our dining room may be closed, our USDA prime steaks are available for take-home daily from 4 until 8:30 p.m. To make it easier, we've created a special limited takeout menu. For all orders made directly through the restaurant, we're happy to take 25% off your total. We'll automatically apply this at the restaurant. Upon arrival, if you'd like to remain in your vehicle or wait outside the restaurant, just let us know when placing your order. We'll gladly greet you outside. Let us do all the prep work while you gather around your table and make new memories. We appreciate your business and look forward to seeing you soon. For details in your area, go to RuthChris.com. That's RuthChris.com.
Imagine this is your money and someone wants to take it from you. Who is it? The IRS. They want your money, and guess what? They can legally take it, all of it if they want. Remember, they sent you that letter that said, hey, you owe us a bunch of cash and we're going to take it from you. So what do? Fight back by letting our team of experts at the tax helpline work it out with the IRS so you can keep your money. And we're good at what we do. When you hire us, you get a team of guys on your side that know the IRS laws and will fight to save your money. So if you owe the IRS a ton of cash and you want to keep it, call right now and learn for free how we can help you put it back in your pocket.
800-932-1597. 800-932-1597. 800-932-1597. That's 800-932-1597.
Okay, back on the Greg Antony Show, last 5-minute segment, first show on CRN. Come back next week. I'm sure the COVID-19 will be here, and we'll have more for you as it evolves. Now, I promise, before I get back to Leo, my guest, Leo Zagami from Italy, I did want to tell you what COVID-19 means, okay? Now, the name COVID-19 wasn't just picked by random. It has a meaning. Now, COVID, spelled with a K, is a name in Hebrew that means wise. Now, 19 is a spiritual number, meaning your goals have just been completed or will soon be completed, and a new chapter has ended, and the next chapter will soon begin. The coronavirus, folks, is the start of the next phase. And this is not according to me. This is what it means. And this is what these people are thinking about. Leo, back to you. Go ahead. What do you think about that?
Yeah, we always said that in 2020, after 7 years of tribulation that started really with the renounce to the papacy of Pope Ratzinger. That's when these 7 years really took off and were completed this March. And we saw now the result of this moment, which I also put down in writing in my books. I always said that in 2020 there will be something that will trigger a third world war, and that will be actually a virus. And I wrote it in a couple of my books because there has been for a long time this plan, and it was actually a plan circulated in the Academy of the Illuminati of Pier Giorgio Bassi and the Grandmaster Giuliano Di Bernardo, that was then filtered to the masses through the Casaleggio Associati. There is actually a video which you can find on the internet. These are the founders of the Five-Star Movement that now is politically in charge of Italy. And they say in this video, which people can find on the internet very easily on YouTube, that they say in 2020 the Third World War will start triggered by bacteriological weapons. And this war that will last 20 years is made to reduce the population to less than 1 billion. So, or around 1 billion. And that in 2040, the stability will start to increase, and at that point they will be able to declare their infamous New World Order that is definitely a New World Order, but in that case it will be an order of continents, not anymore of sovereign states as you know them today. This is the plan. I'm just making you aware of what was said. It's very important because nowadays the Casaleggio Associati, this organization, is in control of this Five-Star Movement, and Davide Casaleggio, the son of Gian Roberto, who made this video a few years ago, he died only a few years back, but he was very active in the first few years of the Five-Star Movement, and of course he's linked with this Academy of the Illuminati, that is also linked with the Jesuits of Borgo Santo Spirito. And I know them, as you know, very well, because these are people that were linked also to the Monte Carlo Lodge and to all those people that we knew very well in Italy, active with the P2 Lodge.
Yes, Borgo Santo Spirito Cinque. I remember it well from my days in Rome. Leo, listen, we're all out of time. I want to have you back again, and my prayers and everything goes out to your family. And let's give a salute to Italy, and let's hope things work out. Okay, Leo, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. That was Leo Zagami. We're all done. Hour went quick on the what is it? The Greg Anthony Show. Come back next week, 7 to 8 p.m. See you then.
Which is most important.